feel this tense. Attorney General Pam Bondi sat before the House Judiciary Committee, facing skepticism from both sides of the aisle over how her DOJ handled the Epstein files release. And from where I'm standing, this wasn't oversight. This was a reckoning. Lawmakers accused her department of repeatedly violating the transparency requirements surrounding the Epstein records. Not once, not twice, but continuously. They argued the release process has dragged on unnecessarily, documents pried loose rather than voluntarily produced. And here's the irony that stuck with me. Last February, she publicly said the file was sitting on her desk. Fast forward a year. Now she's the one sitting under oath. And the questions aren't soft. According to reports highlighted by journalists like Kyle Griffin, Bondi refused to apologize to survivors for how the DOJ handled the release. Refused. And the survivors were right there, just feet away. They stood. She didn't turn. Members of Congress asked her directly to address them. She declined. Now, understand something. These survivors have fought for decades to be heard. Back in the late 2000s, Epstein received a controversial plea agreement in Florida that many say failed the victims. For years, powerful institutions ignored them. So when transparency was promised again, expectations were high. Representative Jamie Raskin opened sharply. He reminded Bondi that justice requires listening to victims, not sidelining them. He listed survivors present in the room. He made it personal. And then he warned her. If she continued down this path, defending process over people, that would define her legacy. That line landed hard. He accused the department of withholding millions of requested documents, of redacting alleged perpetrators while failing to properly shield certain victim identities, of removing prior prosecution materials from public access. Even if some material were repetitive, he argued, why not release it anyway? Transparency shouldn't be selective. As he spoke, Bondi shifted in her seat, hands moving, body language tightening. I noticed it. When scrutiny increases, so does discomfort. Raskin expanded beyond Epstein, raising concerns about other investigations, alleging patterns of obstruction and selective enforcement. He criticized attempts to pursue charges against members of Congress over speech protections. He told her plainly, "Don't waste our time." Because the last time she testified, he claimed, she leaned into rehearsed attacks rather than substantive answers. Then Bondi responded. She acknowledged the survivors briefly, reasserted her background as a career prosecutor, said she has always stood for victims. She expressed sorrow for what victims endured at Epstein's hands. But when pressed about her department's conduct, she pivoted. Representative Pramila Jayapal asked survivors to stand and confirm whether they had still not met with DOJ officials. All hands again. Then came the direct question, would you apologize to them for how your department handled the release? Bondi referenced past administrations instead. Jayapal reclaimed her time. It grew chaotic. Interruptions, the chair stepping in. Seconds restored. Representative Nadler followed with a simpler question. How many co-conspirators have been indicted? How many are under investigation? Instead of numbers, Bondi challenged the tone. She called criticisms theatrical. She pushed back hard, at one point referring dismissively to a lawmaker's credentials. The temperature in the room spiked. Then came a moment that caught my attention. She acknowledged that Donald Trump's name appears numerous times in the files. A lawmaker pressed further, asking whether personnel had been assigned to review and scrub references. Bondi didn't give a direct yes or no. She said she could provide statistics. No clean answer. And here's where I step in. Because what I'm watching isn't just partisan fighting. It's a battle over trust. This controversy is being called by some the largest institutional cover-up in decades. Comparisons to Watergate are already floating. Now, I'm not here to declare verdicts. I'm here to ask questions. If transparency was promised, why does it feel negotiated? If victims are prioritized, why are they raising their hands in that room? And if everything is above board, why does every answer seem to sidestep the core of the question? Pressure is building. Bondi is under it. And this story isn't finished. In politics, accountability isn't loud. It's precise. And right now, the country is watching every redaction line, every refusal, every pause, because sometimes it's not what's said under oath that defines the moment. It's what isn't. Captain Rumor, we keep watching.